They sponsor. Can you give your money to a bookie and not gamble? Well, you'd be surprised to hear that the answer actually is yes. Yes, you can. Through something called match betting, it's possible to know your profit before an event even starts. How? By using two bookmakers' offers against each other. You know the offers. Sign up and get a £20 bonus here, sign up and get a £40 bonus there. You can use Profit Accumulator's website to find these offers in seconds and use them against each other to make a steady profit each month.
So what does Profit Accumulator do and how does it work? Well, it works with something called match betting. Match betting allows you to put a bet on multiple outcomes of an event and come away with a profit using their advanced algorithm and system that you can access for free. The best thing is they have a step-by-step guide when you sign up on how to make a steady profit each month, and they will even help you pick the best bets.
Check out their free trial in the link below. Very fancy. Hello. Welcome to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint. I'm so sorry that we're a bit late. I got a bit caught up doing something and it ran a bit later than I should have. And you can notice now the return of the pixels. They're back. My camera battery isn't charging. So, listen, I'm going to have to excuse the pixels today. But we are back. It's a big day. We've just had the Europa League draw. But before we get into that, boys, how are we today?
Yeah, oh good, mate. I was waiting for Scott to speak then.
Yeah, I was waiting for you. Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad.
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, all good. I got me JD and Coke. You know, I'm ready. I've been waiting for this all day. This drink. So, cheers, everyone.
Much needed drinks. Much needed drink.
Yeah, good week. What have you been up to?
Not much, mate. Really, just working, and been a bit of a mental week, but yeah, I'm glad it's the weekend. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Got a busy weekend ahead.
That's it, mate. Same work, kids. That's been my week this week.
Hopefully, finishing the weekend off watching West Ham beat Wolves. So that'll be the perfect way to finish this weekend.
Well, it looks like we have to beat Wolves after the results of the weekend, but let's forget about the Premier League just for now, because it is the return of the Europa League next week after next. I do apologise. We found out today, Sevilla, the most successful team in this competition of all time, which is fantastic, isn't it?
Bring it on.
Could we have asked for a worse draw?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the teams in there, like, I think you get to this stage of the competition that any team you play is going to be difficult. Obviously, they're a difficult side, and as you said, they've won it the most. I think they've won it 6 times. But look, they lost to Zagreb. We beat Zagreb. I know we lost to Zagreb at home, but that was a nothing game. That was against the kids, and they only beat us 1-0 that night as well. You know, so on our day, we can beat anyone in this competition over 2 legs. We just need to go out there, be professional, you know, do a job. They've got a few players missing as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. And look, this is what we all want to be, playing these big teams. You know, we've probably got the biggest team in there, apart name-wise, probably Barcelona, probably the biggest name in there. But Dortmund went out. Rangers done a fantastic job over Dortmund over 2 legs. So look, bring it on. This is where we want to be.
That's it. At the end of the day, you've got to play the best teams in the competition at some point. You know, you'd rather them in the final or the semi-final, but this gives us a chance to test ourselves against some of the best sides in you know, they're no mugs. They're a top side, like you said. Their record in this competition is good. It's a shame, really, the way that they do the draw with the seeded sides and then the sides that drop out of the Champions League. You know, it seems to be suited. They want them Champions League sides to progress, don't they? You know, by doing it. But you know, there's tough games, as I said before. You look at that competition now, them teams that are left in it, try and pick a winner of that competition out of them teams left in it. And you can't. Everyone probably would have said Dortmund. And look, they got beat by a Rangers side that no one gave any hope to.
I know we're on a bad run at the moment in the league, but the hard work we've done over the last 2 seasons, this is what it's building up for, nights like that. You imagine what that atmosphere is going to be like at London Stadium in that second leg, especially if we get a good result out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be mental, and I can't wait. Do you know, when I see their name come out,
excuse me,
there was a part of me that was thinking, come on, West Ham. let's fucking draw West Ham. And they drew West Ham. And I thought, do you know what? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Bring it on. As you said, we've got to play them at some point. If we beat them, you've got to think you can win this competition. Then players will be thinking we can beat one of the best teams in it. We can beat anyone on our day.
100%, mate, 100%. And it is, that is it. And that's been, look, like you said, we're having this dip in form now. Maybe we can get to that when that March 10th comes, that first leg, and we're over this dip. We're starting picking ourselves back up. We're on the up. Players who are not firing at the moment start getting themselves back. And then, like you said, that sort of game, even if you're in a bad vein of form, if you can't get yourself up for a European fixture against a side like Seville with the pedigree they've got in this competition, then you really need to look at yourself as a football player.
Well, I don't think they're the Seville of old. That's what I would say. Like they've been a very strong team in years gone by. They've got some really good players, but I don't think they are quite the powerhouse that they were a few years back. But they have got the experience, the European experience. As a club, they know what it's all about, and we're brand new to it. But sometimes that can work in your favour. You play to the occasion, and that is it's a big occasion. It's a chance to get into a quarterfinals of a cup. You've got 2 legs to do it. I always prefer the 2 legs because a mistake or two in one leg can cost you the tie, and you ain't got a chance to rectify it. So I like the 2-leg format. Sevilla are a very, very good side. They've lifted the trophy many, many, many times. They've got some, as I said, they've got some good players. I mean, I'm going to enjoy the occasion. Regardless of what happens, I'm going to enjoy it. And we're all booked to go. So we're going to be out there. So, yeah, there is nothing really, I'm not going to say to stop us from beating them. Nothing can stop you from beating them. It's cup football at the end of the day. But it's going to be tough. There were teams in there that I would have preferred to get through to the next round. But as you say, these teams have got to be faced. These teams have got to come against at some point. But, we're away the first leg. As long as we don't go out there and get battered 6, 7, 8-0 or something, then we can come back to the London Stadium and make a tie of it. So I am really looking forward to it.
Thing is, as well, is that Seville would have been wanting to avoid us. They wouldn't have wanted to play West Ham. They've probably seen us, what we've done in this competition so far. And let's be honest, apart from that last group game, we smashed that group. I never had no fear in that group. We went away to Zagreb. No one, when that draw was done, I remember no one gave us a chance. No one gave us a chance in that group. We went out to Zagreb. We got a good 2-0 win. Everyone thought, oh, yeah, it's luck, And then we went on and we had some great results in that competition. And we didn't lose away from home either in that. So it's good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So am I. We got really lucky with the flights. We paid 75 quid for the flights. Some of the fucking prices I've seen since they're ridiculous, mate. Some of the prices, the way they get jacked up is, I think it's criminal, to be quite honest with you. Even the hotels. I've seen the hotel that we booked. We booked very early. Like as soon as that draw was made, you'll see me on the, go and check out the Europa League stream if you can. But you'll see me like as soon as that draw was made, and I know we've got, mate, I'm on that phone trying to, book up tickets, book up hotels and all that sort of thing. And I got in really, really early. It was a bit of touch and go because there was I was going through to flights. Then as I was getting to the end, it was going sold out. So I was just like, there was a list of them. I just kept on clicking them until one went through. So yeah, it's
the thing is as well, mate. We've got to go out there and scout the area for the best bars for when we go back there in May in the final. So we might as well go out there, test it out, see what it's like, see what bars we don't like, what hotels are the best, and yeah, we're scouting it, Scott, for the final, mate.
That's it, mate. That's it. That's the way to do it, isn't it? But that's the thing. The thing is that unfortunately the hotels and the flight companies are going to look at this as an opportunity now. As soon as guarantee you they had people watching that draw themselves, and they have to say, right, look, whatever it gets out, quick as you can, bump up the prices. bump up the prices of staying in this hotel, staying in this place. Because at the end of the day, they're looking to recoup all the money they've lost during this pandemic.
I think
So,
I don't think I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't think it works like that. If I'm honest,
it's supply and demand. The more people that search a flight or search a hotel, it pushes the prices up. Because we've done that looking at a holiday. But what I'm saying is they're not naive enough to know that this draw is on, and you're going to get people wanting to come flying from Stansted, Gatwick, Heathrow, City of London, Southend, whatever it is, airport to go to wherever they're going. Wherever we got drawn out. So they would have been looking to hike the prices up a little bit.
Yeah, they always do. They always do. It works like that. I could turn around and say, blah, 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 and it's con and all that, but that's the way they work. They work like that with everything. I think they are con merchants, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's not just the football fans that they rip off. They rip off every fucker. If anyone wants to go to a certain area, they start fucking jacking up the prices a bit. Or I think it's.
But this is the good thing about like when like the draw's done in the group stages, they can bump the prices up because they know the fixtures.
Yeah.
When it's like this, you don't know who's going where. So if you're lucky enough to get on there straight away, you get a good deal. It's only like you give it an hour or two. Then we see one earlier. What was it, like £1,500, wasn't it, for flights? It's ridiculous. Fucking month's rent just to go fucking Seville.
Yeah, it is a joke.
That's it. That's the thing.
But do you honestly believe we can win this competition?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. Don't get me wrong. Listen, if we get past Seville, we get to the quarters. Anything after this, I'll be proud of this team because no one gives us a chance at the beginning. So, but I think what I don't want to happen now is now that these big games are coming up, I don't want players to take their mind off the Premier League. Don't want to get injured because they don't want to miss these big games. That's something that can happen. But look, I think as we said, we've been saying, I think we'd take fourth from bottom there if we win this Europa League. I don't think if we have a good Europa League and win it, I don't think anyone's going to care about the league position.
No, yeah, and to not being funny, mate, that's how it should be. This is a cup competition. This is a trophy. If we win this trophy, it's one of them. But you can't put all your eggs in one basket. That's the thing. We're not that type of. We're not that blessed with trophies and things like this. We're on that situation where we want to win the Europa League, we want to win the UEFA Cup, the FA Cup, but we also want to qualify for Europe next season, and we need to finish as high up in the league as possible. So we're sort of fighting on three fronts. I
mean, there's people in the chat now saying they've got no hope and all that. I've seen people on Twitter today, West Ham are out, but yet they're still trying to book flights to go out there. So if you don't believe in the team, what's the point of going out there? What is it? I don't get that. You're just going to go out there for a jolly up in the sun and then pretend you're West Ham this, you're West Ham that, but yet you're not giving the team a chance. Come on. We have got a chance. We're in it.
As the Leicester fan in the chat turned around and said, Leicester beat them twice in 2017 in the Champions League.
Who give Rangers a chance against Dortmund? I remember all the German fans saying this would be the easiest European game they've ever played.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly it. That result and them getting through has just opened up this competition for me. Because I'll be honest, I didn't see them even scoring a goal in Dortmund. I didn't see Barcelona getting past Napoli, if I'm honest. I thought Napoli would have been too strong for them. And, Barcelona are through and Rangers wiped the floor with Dortmund in Dortmund.
But let's just enjoy these nights, and they don't come around often, so we'll enjoy it. Win, lose or draw, we'll enjoy it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Something inside so strong.
Brandon Jules says we should have no fear. No one would expect us to win. So let's see what happens. They've got quality, but so have we. You have to believe. So beat Sevilla and then back to play Betis in a quarter-final. So another trip to Sevilla, then the final again in Sevilla. Be nice, wouldn't it? Going to Sevilla all them times. You'll smash Sevilla, says Jason Green. Well, I hope so, Jason. Positive thinking is all. We've got this. Who honestly thought Rangers would beat Dortmund? Said Andrew Fielding. Debbie Todd says West Ham versus Bologna in the final would be nice. In my opinion, we should focus on winning Europa League rather than League or FA Cup. Nobody wanted to draw West Ham, says Cows. Always got a chance, says B-Rat Pack. Good point about Yarmo. We'll talk about that in a second. If we concentrate on Europe, it's less. In Europa, it's less. Let's do this. Company policy, rip everyone off. It will never change. It's all about the dollar, says Black Country Hammer. Peter is a little bit less optimistic. He says 2 Oaks, Bob and none. Fornals has beat Sevilla twice, once in his competition. Hopefully he's our lucky charm. What do you think about Ben Rahman? I'm sure you mean Ben Rama, but people keep on asking me that. I don't know why. I can't believe you got knocked out of the Champions League and get another shot at Europa League. Yeah, I think that's pretty poor, especially when they're unseeded. Mm-hmm. And you have to play they have to play the teams that have just come through the groups. I think that's pretty poor, to be honest with you.
That's what I mean with the seeding and the unseeding. It's like, if they get past the teams that will finish runners up, then they're guaranteed you're gonna. I think it's to try and guarantee some of these Champions League dropouts get through to the next round. That's what That's why I just think they don't want. I really feel they don't want teams like the West Hams, the Zagrebs, teams like that getting further in the competition. They want the teams that drop out of the Champions League to then pit it out to get it back into the Champions League.
I think it makes it a bit more exciting having these big teams drop into it. I think it adds a bit more excitement, but that's just me. I don't
think, to be honest with you, mate, I don't think they like it, if I'm honest. Some of these big teams, I think their egos get a little bit hurt when they drop into this, because I saw the I think they was already in it, Lazio, but I saw the Lazio manager, who is it? He used to manage Chelsea.
Sorry, isn't it?
Sorry, yeah. He basically said he's glad they went out the Europa League because now they can train and concentrate on the league. So, a few of these teams, I think Dortmund maybe felt a little bit, it was a little bit beneath them. The good thing about these Champions League teams is sometimes their focus isn't totally on this competition because, a lot of them are battling for leagues. I think Sevilla are second in their league.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are battling out for leagues and that. And sometimes once they get knocked out of the Champions League, this isn't their focus. So
you had Barcelona, didn't you? Barcelona were contemplating pulling out of Europa League.
How can they do that?
But that's what they were contemplating doing because their thinking was that they're too good to be playing in it.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's like too good. I think that they're pretty poor at the minute, aren't they?
They're all shitting themselves because West Ham are in it.
In the sense of reputation.
Yeah, but this is a massive European trophy. I don't get it. Because I guarantee you if they won it, they'll all be parading around the pitch crying and fucking lifting it up and celebrating. So
but sometimes it's not the clubs, mate. It's not the clubs. Sometimes it's not even the players. It's the manager and the people that run the club. They don't really get much money for doing this. Their concentrations normally like on Champions League, and when they get knocked out of the Champions League, right, we'll just make sure you get in there again because there's another load of money for us. That's where their loyalties lie. I know, for instance, like you get the place for winning the Europa League anyway. But a lot of these teams, they're already in and around the top. They're going to get there anyway, so they're not really too fussed about that. Like I don't know what happens to the place. Say, for instance, if we got to the final and lost it, but I don't know, fucking who's top of their league? Barcelona, say for instance. I know that it might not be them, but if they've got to get a Champions League spot anyway. I don't know what happens, but maybe someone in the chat can like let me know what happens in that situation. But yeah, fucking, it bodes well for us if we can go all out and we're on our game, and there you got a team that have got half an eye on one thing and half an eye on another. Then it bodes well for us. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to going out there. Something that I've been lucky enough to experience once, watching West Ham abroad in a competitive game, and we're going to go again. So, you know, with all the COVID and stuff that was going on, I didn't think we was going to be able to, you know, but you know that seems to have cleared itself up and or been ignored enough, so you can just get on with it now. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be.
Are you going to be out there in your Max Wall jeans?
Yeah, probably.
Old tapas.
Yeah, I'm gonna be, mate. Sombrero, donkey, fucking getting on the plane. Yeah, I'm gonna be loving it, mate. I don't know whether it's gonna be hot.
Yeah, it's going to be about. I think Seville's quite. It's going to be about 23, 24 out there in March. In March time.
Leave me out there, mate. Just give
That's
me.
what I'm saying. I'm not even taking no clothes. I'm just taking shorts, me West Ham shirt, and me passport, and that's it. Irons.
Yeah. You watch it piss down with rain.
That's all right, mate. I'm only out there for 24 hours. I'll take it.
But yeah, it's going to be a really good experience. But yeah, brilliant. I'll take some more comments, I think, before we get into the next subject.
Someone's put jean shorts. I don't know. Fucking, I'd go there in a pair of jean shorts.
I think it'd be an experience of Seville that may do us in. If we don't get a bad result, we can make a game of it second leg. On a different note, how's your mum, Nick? Hope all good. She's good, mate. Thank you. Pat Pong says, play like we did when we beat Liverpool and we have a chance. Play like we did when we played Kidderminster and we don't. I don't think you'll see the Kidderminster West Ham going to Sevilla, to be honest with you. We get bloody... not really. They still dominate Europe, says Daddy Harmon. Winning the Europa League is a way into the Champions League. It is. You're not too bad. Blah blah blah. Sorry, Miss Emma. I thought you were just having a chat in the conversation. Wrong on every level, says Mr. Mac. I don't know what. Brian Perry says West Ham are massive. Sevilla were unseeded in the draw. What a joke. Celtic started off in Champions League and played Europa and Conference League this season. Have been knocked out of all. By the way,
I think that's the first time ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the first time ever there's been the Conference League. So yeah, they've played in every competition, got knocked out of them all. Top four is highly unlikely now. Our main focus should be the Europa League and FA Cup. It's as bad playing for fast track tickets to pushing queues. I don't know what that means. Dean Anderson, right on Scott Loud. They want big teams winning stuff. It's because it suits the competition. That's what it is. Like the competition want, you know, they don't want the likes of West Ham winning it. They want the likes of Barcelona winning it because it makes the competition look a bit more glamorous.
Yeah, it's the brand, isn't it? The branding. You've got the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona winning your cup. The brand, it boosts the brand of the cup.
Yeah, you boys got the day off work for the home leg. I'm getting Stratford about 11 to soak up the atmosphere and make the most of the day. I doubt it, mate, to be honest with you. Aren't they revamping the Champions League in 2024? So if you finish 15th, if City finish 15th, they could still qualify.
Yeah, that's what they're talking. That's what they're doing.
What?
Yeah, so it's going to be on your European pedigree.
If you finish 15th in your league, how do you know what the European pedigree?
But if the top three qualify and the team that finishes fourth, European pedigree is no good. So say, like, for argument's sake, who's not been in Europe that's doing all right?
Wolves.
No, Wolves are in the Europa, weren't they? But they've never won. So say Wolves, for argument's sake, they haven't won the competition, right? So if City finish sixth, because you've got a better European pedigree, they'll kick Wolves out of the Champions League spot and put Man City into it.
How can you get European? Oh, so it's a Super League, but just
basically, yeah. So UEFA brought. So the day after the Super League collapsed, the UEFA announced their roughly own version of the Super League that got swept under the carpet quite quickly.
Yeah, I remember now. I do remember.
Fuck them.
Terence Crane says it's just my opinion. I don't rate Benrahma. 1 week he's good. Next week he's not even on the pitch. People keep on asking me about Benrahma. Someone posted a random comment on my Twitter the other day asking me about Benrahma. Do I like him? Of course I like him. He plays for West Ham.
I think you do. Haller played for West Ham. You didn't like him.
Well, I understand only 2 teams in the Champions League places since 2003. They want to keep it as a cartel. It's all about the money.
I'd rather
Oh,
watch
fucking hell.
women's football match than the Conference League. I'd rather watch women's football than the Conference League. Okay. Arsenal finishing fourth. I am fuming. Chloe says, hello, Nikki. Hello, Chloe. Glad it wasn't Barca. They look really good. Again, wouldn't mind them in the final, though. Yeah, there's loads of comments about that. Let me move the conversation on. This is something that's come out of left field, and I really didn't know this was happening. Coufal's had to have an operation.
Yeah, you knew something was wrong with him. You know,
Yeah.
there's no way the player that we've had and we saw last season get skinned the way he did against Leicester. You know, that's not him. You know that he ain't that type of player to allow a player to keep doing that, you know, more than once. And yeah, it's just a shame. It's a shame. But it just goes to show that sometimes people get on players' backs and they are playing with an injury and giving their all. You know, we've had Dawson this season playing with an injury. We had Bonner a few seasons ago playing with an injury, trying to do their best for the club. And sometimes we're too quick to jump on a player's back. And,
Yeah,
you know,
but yeah, obviously we don't know. I mean,
No.
Yeah, he has been off the last few weeks. And when you think about it, do you remember that challenge at Old Trafford when Matic needed him in the,
Yeah.
he could, you know, off the ball? You know, it might have started from that, but I don't know. Yeah, he's been off, but look, he's had the operation now. We've got good cover in Ben Johnson to come in, so it gives Johnson a chance now to stake his claim back in that first team. And when Coufal comes back, he's got to do what he's done before and try to work hard to get back in that first team.
The frustrating thing for me is if Coufal has been carrying this injury, why has Moyes been picking him to play?
Because sometimes, and this does go on, Scott, players won't say when they've got an injury.
No, but then surely with all the medical testing that these players have throughout the way things are done now, surely the physio should be picking up on this. Even if the player's not complaining, surely they must see something in training where they think, hang on, he's not right. Do you know what I mean? Because it ain't just in you look at it, it's not just going to be one game. You know, all right, you can say one game he has an off game. You're not sitting there saying like watching him in training week after week and day after day and sitting there as if to say, well, hang on, he doesn't look right. He's not moving right. He doesn't look as quick as he was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that being said, you can only go on their word.
Oh yeah, of course. But
You know what I mean?
But you must, if you're working with someone day after day, you know when they're not right. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, Johnson did have an injury though as well.
Yeah.
So that might have been one of the I don't know what the injury is. I've heard it's a hernia that he's had done. Or somebody said groin, somebody said hernia. I don't know. I don't really know what the injury is.
I think it's groin. I heard groin.
Do you honestly think it was caused by that Matic challenge?
I don't know. I was thinking back to that Man United game, and I remember when it was an off the ball when Matic ran into him, wasn't it? And Coufal was struggling a bit after that, and then yeah, it might have stemmed from that. It might not have been. He might have done it in training. You don't know when he's picked it up. He might have even had that injury before that moment. But yeah, look, he's going to be a massive loss. But look, if he comes back, the Coufal we know he can be after his operation, and then he's coming back. I think Moyes said he's going to be out for about 3 weeks. So, look, 3 weeks' time, you know, how many games we got between now and then? Probably 4, 5. You know, you missed the 2 European games, which is a shame, really, for him. But I've got confidence in Ben Johnson.
That's a big blow for us in missing them games.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is, because the European game's slower than the Premier League. And that sort of suits Coufal a little bit more. But Coufal can handle the Premier League as well. We know he can. But yeah, no, he's going to be a massive loss. But as I said, I'm confident in Johnson coming back into the team.
Well, it gives a chance to someone to come back in the team, doesn't it? Whether it be Johnson, it won't be Fredericks, I wouldn't imagine. So it's going to have to be Johnson.
Best hope not on that last display. Jeez.
Yeah, but it was. Yeah, I think. But I'm wondering if they can trace it back to that knee off the ball, whether there could be sort of like legal action could be taken.
Oh, fuck off with your legal action.
No, I'm telling you.
Look, he loves a bit of legal action, doesn't he? I think he's got a briefcase down the side of his fucking desk there. Ready to whip out his documents.
Ambulance. When they call them lies, ambulance chasers.
Yeah, slip on a pair of glasses quickly and start going through the files. No, I don't know. I don't know whether it was them from that moment, but it might be. But we don't know. He might have had the injury before that. So,
yeah, that's it. Nick, I see you put that comment up right now.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but let's have it right. I didn't jump on his back. I turned around and said he needed to work on his decision making in the final third and his finishing.
Scott, if I remember exactly what you said, mate, you said he was. What did you say?
I think he said he should be nowhere near the first team.
As I turned around and said,
I think you said he just ain't good enough.
I didn't say he just ain't good enough. I said his final third and decision making in the final third isn't good enough.
And you said he ain't improving. That's what you definitely did say that.
I didn't say he ain't improving. I said his decision making.
Ryan, please.
No, I turned it was all about his final third.
Yeah, and you said he weren't on fire.
He weren't at the time.
Yeah, he was.
No, he
just didn't know what was coming.
As I said, he was working hard, but his final third play wasn't good enough, and he worked on it and he's improved it. And now
he didn't, Scott.
Wasn't carrying an injury. He was poor. His form was poor. He wasn't playing well.
Nah, bang out of order, Scott. Bang out of order. You hurt his confidence as well.
I didn't, because he's improved since I said it. So, as I turned around and said,
I'm going to dig out at the end of the season. I'm going to dig out them comments.
Yeah.
You look when I said them comments and look back at the way he was playing in them comments, and I'll fully stand by what I said. Since I've said that, he's improved massively.
We'll start slanging Antonio off quickly and hear scoring. I'm actually backing him to score on Sunday as well.
Oh, Bowen?
Antonio.
I said this the other week. We need a big performance from him. We really, really do.
It's an odd one. We spoke slightly about it on the podcast, but we didn't really go into depth. It was sort of at the end. It's what can you say about Antonio?
I think, as I said the other day on the podcast, mate, Antonio just needs to stay in the box. It's what he's there to do. Let the others create chances. Stop drifting out wide. I know he's frustrated. He wants to get involved, but just stay in the box. Because when he was doing that, he was scoring goals. It's frustrating when he's not getting the ball, but that's for the other players to work that out. Stay in the box. Do what you're good at. Turning defenders in the box. Leaning on them a bit. Do that. Go back to the old Antonio we see last season and at the beginning of this season. Because I think once he gets a goal, he'll go on a little bit of a run. I know he's frustrated. I know that we can criticise him as much as we want on here or any other fan, but his biggest critic is probably himself. And he's going to be eating away at him. Every game he goes without scoring a goal, he's going to get more and more frustrated. And you know yourself, when things ain't going right, like you panic and you try, like he'll try shooting from 25 yards just to get something on target or make something happen.
Yeah, well, you look back at the last game. He tried that shot from a ridiculous angle when there was probably a square ball on to be played, and then he cuts in from the left, puts it on his right foot, and tries to shoot from outside the box. And if you sit near me and Dan, or you've heard me and Dan before, we've turned around and said as soon as he gets his head up and looks to shoot, he's going out for a goal kick. Because there's a reason he's never scored from outside the box for us, and that proved it the other night. But like you said on the post-match reaction, Nick, and then Dean Ashton turned around and said it the other day. He's not going to score goals drifting out to the left, and he drifts out to the left. Look, I get sometimes why strikers move out to the left. It's to try and mix it up a bit, try and allow players like Bowen to run through the middle. But the problem is Antonio drifts out to the left, and then the player that's playing on the left's out to the left. So everything's there and no one's in the middle.
Yeah, the whole team's out on the left.
Yeah. And this is the problem, is that if he's doing that, then the other players need to be going into the middle.
Yeah,
But
they need to work on something that if, say, like they see Antonio pull out, someone like Rice or Souček needs to make that run to get in there.
that's
And
it.
that's
But
not
then,
happening at the moment. They're all holding back.
yeah, or the players that are making a run in there is the likes of Ben Rama and Bowen. And they're not, when you're playing, especially against the last opposition, a defender that's 6 foot, whatever he is, he basically looked like a basketball player compared to all the other players on the pitch. They're not going to win headers there. And unless the delivery's pinpoint, as we saw with Dawson's goal, that was a decent delivery, and which you don't often get, especially Antonio on his left foot. You don't get that pinpoint delivery all the time. So it makes it more harder. We just, like you said, we need him to be more direct, more central, and just go back to being the bully boy that he was. He used to bully defenders. I haven't seen him bully a defender for a couple of weeks now. That's what we need him to see. But bully defenders, make them opportunities in the middle of the pitch. In the middle of the goal to make the work not less harder for yourself.
Yeah, it's a difficult position as a striker because, as I said, you go on a run of not scoring for a few games, the crowd get on your back, and the teammates get on your back, and we're relying so much on Antonio, and that's not his fault because we haven't brought anyone in to back him up. But look, I don't really want to go talk too much on that because we can't really do nothing about it now. But it's about Moisey now trying to work a system out, trying to work something out that someone can play up top when Antonio's not firing and he's not on the pitch like a Bowen. A lot of people are mentioning about Vlasic going up top. I mean, I'm not sure about that, but you never know. It could work. We know Moisey's record on turning wingers into strikers, and Arnautovic, Antonio. So who knows? Vlasic could be something that he might try, but I can't see.
It doesn't seem like he quite trusts Vlasic in terms of Premier League experience, and I think that's a lot for Moisey. Like when you think about Arnautovic and the way he played, he was he was a player with a lot of Premier League experience. He played for Stoke for a long time. Vlasic, I know he had a couple of games with Everton, but apart from that, he's played a lot in Moscow and wherever he played over in Russia. But what I would say is, looking at Vlasic, he's got a similar build to Arnautovic. He's got a similar work rate. Not as much quality, I don't believe, just of yet. But he could be converted into a striker. Now, but the only thing is, which is Zaitoki7 says here, Antonio needed a backup striker. He needs a rest now and again. And that is, unfortunately, and I think this is what, Antonio's problem is that I do think he normally has a bit of a rest in the season, whether it be for an injury or whatever. But he's literally got the world on his shoulders at the moment at West Ham. And I think that drains on a person like him. And he's not, and I said this before, and I said this on the post-match reaction the other day, he's not learning from anyone. It's like if I chucked you in a room, Scott, and said, go and learn how to be an electrician. Who do I learn off of? Well, the plumber. It's not the same, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like it's not. When you go through these spells, and these are the spells where strikers have to learn. Is you don't learn much from scoring goals. You learn more when you're going through barren spells, in how to get yourself out of them barren spells and where to be, and how to approach going through these barren spells. And unfortunately, he has got no one there to talk to. Who's he going to talk to? Kevin Nolan, good goal scorer, but wasn't a striker. Stuart Pearson, great left back, wasn't a striker. David Moyes, defender, not a striker. There's no one really in the academy. And that's why I think maybe even on the short term, they should draft someone in. They should draft in try and get back a Teddy Sheringham, try and get back or get in a Dean Ashton to go through one-on-one drills with him, to go through and make sure he's doing the right things and getting the right advice. That's what I believe needs to happen. But he also does need to, I think this is Antonio, I think he needs to have the pressure relieved from him. I don't think he handles the pressure. You look over the years, When he's been through barren spells, I don't think he particularly handles the pressure that well. It's unfortunate that we're going to have to convert someone into a striker, but that's what we're going to have to do. That's what we've got, unless there's someone lingering around in the under 23s. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be someone that steps in there. Bowen could do it. Vlasic could do it. Andre Yarmalenko could do it. But I don't know where his head's going to be, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But it's not ideal, and I think he's the person I feel most sorry for when it comes to the situation with the transfers. It's horrible not getting anyone in, but when he's asking for help, when he's asking for competition, you got to be listening to that, and imagine coming in on the 1st of February and looking around and thinking, right, this is on me now. You know what I mean? Like I think he's felt the pressure since then, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and that's it, mate. And like you said, he's played a lot more games than what he's used to. He's been playing for Jamaica. Look, we complain the amount of times that he picked up injuries and he was out injured and he was doing this wrong or doing that wrong. Now he's fit and injury free and touch wood so long as it continues. We've now got him in that situation where his body's probably not used to playing the amount of games, especially the fact that he played 3 games for Jamaica. In the period, a week period where other teams have had other players have had time off. But I think what also don't help.
I don't think he's physical. I think he's running himself into the ground and he's suffering a little bit like that. I think he's mental.
Yeah. That's it. It's a mental. A lot of football's mental, isn't it? It's if you feel in the right frame of mind, that comes out in your demeanor, in the way you play. If you feel confident, you feel that every ball you're going to try and trap, you're going to trap it first time. You're going to win every header. If you're feeling down and negative about yourself or how you're playing, then that ball's going to bounce 10 yards off you when you try and trap it, that type of thing. But another thing I don't think really helps is that we haven't got a number 10 that suits the way Antonio plays. So when you look at Andy Carroll, when Andy Carroll played with Nolan played in that 10, and Nolan suited the way Carroll plays.
Yeah.
So when Lanzini plays in a 10, Lanzini drops deep to pick up the ball. He wants to take the ball off the defenders, wants to take it off the holding midfielder and come forward with it. I think, Ben Rama, when he sits in that 10, he wants to be further up the pitch, making things happen. Fornals, he's the bit of in between. It's just finding that number 10 to sit in behind Antonio that will support him more. And when you look at someone like Lingard, the way Lingard linked up with Antonio when he did, it suited Antonio. And I just feel where we keep chopping and changing, we've got a lot of players at the minute. Lanzini, when he comes off the bench, looks like a breath of fresh air. Sometimes when Lanzini starts, he don't look the same player. Vlasic, when he come off the bench the other day, looked like he can make something happen. But then we've seen before when Vlasic just started, he looks a bit lost. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't know his position. Yeah. I just feel that sometimes we haven't got that at the minute. For some reason, we haven't got that connection. And I think a lot of the reason we're in the position we're in as high up the table is the fact that certain individuals have sort of dragged us there with the goals that Bowen scored, with the performances that Rice has put in, Antonio back at the start of the season with the goals that he scored. I just think just something at the minute there, there's a missing piece to that jigsaw. And unfortunately now we had the opportunity to find that. And we now, if we stumble across it, it's going to be more luck than judgment.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, that table is opening right up again.
Yeah.
It's exciting at the top and bottom. Arsenal getting that late winner last night has put them as sort of favourites to they're on a good run of form at the moment. But yeah, it's wide open. And as we've said, mate, we'd rather be up there challenging than down the bottom challenging. I mean, that bottom of the table is, as a neutral, it's exciting. I mean, I think you put something out earlier, Nick, about Everton, and I was talking about this yesterday. I looked at their run of fixtures they've got coming up. They're 2 points clear of the drop zone, and I looked at their fixtures, and I think it's either the third from last game of the season. They played Chelsea.
Yeah.
Imagine Chelsea relegating Everton.
It could happen, though. You know, I was looking at them in particular because it was only because I looked at, because obviously like the types of like Burnley and Newcastle now picking up results. Burnley are picking up results. You know, Leeds are sliding down the table.
That was a great result. That was a great result for Burnley the other night, by the way.
Yeah, it was a great result.
Because, well, I thought the Premier League was over last Saturday because apparently Spurs won the league by beating City.
But that's what makes the Premier League great. You know, Spurs go and beat City and then lose to a side that's fighting relegation. You know, and as we said,
I think they got Leeds this weekend, didn't they?
Yeah. As we said, right, when we were up at Burnley, you know, teams are going to go to Burnley expecting that they're going to walk away with 3 points and find themselves getting beat. And I think Spurs, you know, we know Spurs jump ahead of themselves quite often, but they thought they're going to rock up there and get a nice, easy win.
I'll tell you what, mate. Early kickoff tomorrow as well at Ellen Road. That could be Tottenham slip up there. I mean, you know, I don't know what Conte's going to do if they lose that.
That's the thing.
It might start running up the motorway. Leave me alone.
But the thing is, Leeds, you know, the Leeds players are going to be reeling from that defeat. Sorry, they're going to want to put in a performance. They're going to want to be up for it. They've seen that Spurs have just lost to Burnley. You know, it's not going to be a game that they can take for granted.
As you said, mate, even the top of the league. I mean, I'll be honest. 2-3 weeks ago, I thought City were going to run away with it. Liverpool are 3 points behind now, and they've got to play each other.
Yeah.
So it's exciting because you've got the battle for top 4, and the relegation battle.
Honestly, I think this is one of the most exciting Premier Leagues we've had for a long while because it is so open. So open.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say as well, though, if as a Spurs fan, I would have been very disappointed with Conte's comments the other day because I want to see my manager giving up. Like he was literally begging to be sacked, wasn't he?
That's what it was. I think it's embarrassing from the geezer.
Like I actually like as much as West Ham fans, we like to see a little bit of a Spurs meltdown, just like they like seeing like West Ham have meltdowns and that. I mean, from a neutral point of view, I think that's a bit shit from Conte because he's been given a lot of money. Whether he was backed in January or not, I don't know. I mean, he got in a couple of players that he wanted apparently, but I don't know. But he's a good manager and he's got some good players at Spurs. And like when they're winning games, it's all Conte, he loves it. But as soon as they go on 3 or 4 games, to say it was basically saying sack me and pay me off. Like
I said at the time, I thought it was a bad fit for him.
Well, let's be honest. He wanted the United job, and he didn't think Solskjaer was going anywhere. So he took the Spurs job as a little bit of a stopgap. Because what happens if he leaves now, he'll be leaving in the summer. 100%, he'll be leaving in the summer.
Yeah, Spurs is one of them sides at the minute. They're a bit of a poison chalice, same as United in a way. It's their expectations are way beyond where they actually are as a side.
No, to be fair though, Scott, like it's with all due respect to Spurs fans and that, I think they are a deluded bunch, like Richard B said, the way Spurs has broken Conte, I feel for him. I don't feel for him. He gets paid a lot of fucking money at Tottenham, and I'm not being horrible or nothing. It's not like he's playing. This Spurs team ain't Norwich. No. You know what I mean? They've got a lot of decent players in that side.
The thing is with these sort of managers, mate, is that they're so used to winning titles and being at the top. As soon as they go for a bad bit of form, they're not used to it. A bit like if Guardiola went through it in his career. We've never really seen him go through it. But if City went 10, 12 games without a win and they found themselves like 10th in the table, it'd probably be the same. They're so used to being winners. But Conte has got, I know we're talking about Spurs at the moment, but Conte has got some good players at Spurs. They've got some world-class players at Spurs, right? and he's just not getting them ticking at the moment. But 4 or 5 weeks ago, when they went 6 or 7 games without a loss and they was winning, everything was all right. You can't go through bad spells like that and then say, "Oh, look, I can't get." It's ridiculous. And as you said, he's paid a lot of money.
I don't see how he can sit there and say things like that, and they can still back him up.
But let's be honest. We're all fucking enjoying it, though, aren't we?
No, it is good. It's good to see from our point of view, but like this is. I think this is our. They do it every time, and I said this when he joined. They do it every single time. As soon as something happens, they done it with Mourinho. They done it when they signed this player. They done it when they signed that player, and all that. As soon as they get someone of this ilk, that's it. Look at Jamie O'Hara. That's it. You all better watch out now. Spurs are this, Spurs are that, and all that. When I was talking on a show the other week about top 4, and I said then, they had about 4 games in hand, and they was 3 points behind someone getting into top 4. And I said, they're not good enough. They're not good enough to get into the top 4 this season. I don't believe they're good enough. I think Arsenal are a better team. I think we're a better team. And I think Man United are a better team. And they was all in the comments because they didn't have an Arsenal a Tottenham representative there going, I'll be back here when we get top 4. We got Conte. You don't know what you're saying and all that sort of thing. I think Giorgio Chiellini once said, it's the history of the Tottenham.
I'll be honest, mate. If we finish above them this season, it'd hurt. If we finish above them and win a trophy, because I think it was 14 years ago yesterday since they won their last trophy. And I swear, if we win a trophy, that'd be the end of it for Spurs, mate. Their fans will go missing. They won't come out of the woodwork for years, no matter what we do. But yeah, it's look, we just got to worry about ourselves.
Exactly, that's the thing. It goes to show that that with Spurs, the way their fans think that they're a lot better than what they are. They're still in with a shout for the top 4. They're nothing more at the moment than a side that are shouting for top 4. That's it.
The thing is, they're 7 points. They're 7 points behind top 4 with 2 games in hand. So if they win them games in hand, they're back up there, and then we'll be saying, they are in with a chance.
And that's the thing. That's the thing with their fans. I said we sit here and sometimes look at where we are. We all know we're punching. We're punching. Where we are now.
That's the difference.
We're punching. But we know it. But we get frustrated because the performances that we've seen of late, we know we can do better. And Spurs are the same. Spurs can do better, but they've been punching for a long, long time. They had a decent manager with an half-decent side, and they were punching in and around the top of the table. And
no, to be fair, 2015, 2016 time, they had a really good side.
They had a fairly decent side.
No, they had a really good side.
No, I think any side. I'll be honest. Look, I'm a big Harry Kane fan. I like Harry Kane. I think any side with Harry Kane in has got a chance.
Yeah, exactly. But now they can't. Even, now they're struggling to get a tune out of him.
Well, they've got 2 goals at City last week, Scott.
Yeah, but that's it. But it's all one game. He
was auditioning for Man City in the summer.
This is the thing, and that's what it is. It's I know they got in the Champions League final. Yeah, they got there. But the way they are as a club, they're punching massively. When they got the Champions League final, they were punching. If they were any decent of a side and the manager who was quite good, they would have won the league when Leicester won it. When every other team had a stinker of a season, that's when they would have won the league if they were ever going to win anything.
Yeah, but they still finished 3rd that season.
There you go. And sorry, but that just sums it up. They're a side that want to be an elite, and they're nowhere near being elite. And what they need, I think, if the fans come to terms with that they are just a side that is pressing top 6 every season, is pressing for Europa League every season, then they take that pressure off themselves. I think the fans put more pressure on thinking that they're this, we should be in the top 4, we should be in the top 4 and all that. Just enjoy it like we do. We're up there fighting for it. And then it takes the pressure off the players.
Well, when we're in the top four, mate, we're just like on a Jolly Boys outing. We're just enjoying it, mate. We're all doing the conga and fucking singing West Ham and massive, but we're sort of taking the piss out of ourselves, but we're enjoying it. Exactly. That's what it's about.
Oh, you're not allowed to enjoy it, right?
Oh, fuck me. Trust me, I'm enjoying it, mate.
No, you're not allowed to enjoy it, mate. I'll
be honest, mate. I forgot what below 10th feels like now. I don't even look at the bottom. I only started looking at the bottom the other day because I see, what's going on down there?
But this is the thing with us, you know. We all said, I think, at the end of last season, you know, if we finish inside the top 8 this season, we'll be happy. And I'll still be happy if we finish inside the top 8.
I'll be honest, as a West Ham fan, I'm happy with 17th every season.
Yeah,
don't go down, mate. I'm happy.
It's progression in the sense of, you know, right, we finished higher than what we used to last season. We qualified for the Europa League. We're competing on a lot more fronts with a thin squad. But we all said at the start, saying top 8, finish 8th, have a decent run in the Europa League. We'll all be happy.
Yeah.
Craig Colwell says Friday night pint on Spurs TV. Moving on. All right, Craig, what, you the fucking boss, are you?
It's a football show. This is about football.
I agree, Craig. By the way,
we are West Ham, but we're going to talk about other stuff.
Right,
I might create Spurs TV. There ain't enough comedy on West Ham.
Brian, this is the West Ham channel. It is, Brian. Just stick with us, mate. We do go off script sometimes and talk absolute shit. But look, it is where it is.
We talk more about West Ham now than we did when Friday Night Pint was first set up. That's what
there was no West Ham at the time, was there?
That's what I mean. You know, Friday Night is just to have a laugh, and sometimes you get to have a laugh at Tottenham's expense.
I better be careful the way I speak to people, though. I might get another email.
Yeah, I'm expecting 2 emails to come through tomorrow morning. Dear Nicholas,
no, but sometimes we do go off script, and sometimes we do talk about other things. It's about football. It's not just about West Ham. It's about football. They're one of our rivals, and we like to see them
crumble,
melting down. To be quite honest with you, and I think you know we're going to have an opinion. Who gives a shit whether we're talking about West Ham? We've spoke about West Ham for 50 minutes. We've had a 5-minute conversation about one of our rivals. If you don't like it, fuck off. So
we can easily start a show where we just spoke about every other team in the Premier League. Yeah, we're football fans. We love football, so we want to talk about football. And sometimes,
we're not only talking about football. We're talking about Spurs on the decline. So I think everyone loves a bit of that.
That's it.
Somebody said, "Do you get emails for chat abuse?" You'd be surprised. We get emails for everything, mate.
Yeah, mate, we get emails. Sometimes I get email because one of my hairs are out of place on my head. Ryan, I was watching your show last night and I noticed that one of your hairs wasn't in line with the others.
Most of the emails are talking about, I think quite a few of them, DMs, emails and all that, about removing me as a presenter.
I agree. Fuck off.
I agree, to be honest with you.
I think a lot of the email, it's constructive criticism.
Yeah, but
it's not. It's telling them to. It's telling me to fuck off, basically.
Nicky got a complaint last week that he was leaning to the side. I said you should have just replied and said the camera fell over, and he was like that.
yeah, that was it. We got a complaint because I was sitting on the sofa and I was holding my camera like that, and he's like, "Sit up. What's fucking wrong with you?" and all that. I've been up all night. You know what I mean? Like, we got complaints about everything.
It's one of them things, in it. Like, you'll always get some sort of complaint about something, but I just sort of ignore them.
So I was a minute late with the Europa League draw because I was trying to find the channel it was on, right? So it was due to go at 10 to 11, and I went live at sort of 10:52 or something like that, right? And some geezer have already commented in it. We done our job turning up on time. Now do your job and you be on time and all that sort of thing. I was like, fucking hell, man.
Well, we was meant to start 7:30 tonight. We started 7:45, but that's not for here. We'll leave that one.
It was 10:30, actually.
But the thing is, I was watching the Europa League draw on my computer in work. I had no sound. So all I was just waiting for him to open the balls and read it out. I couldn't really see the teams properly. I'm trying to zoom in. I had no sound. But
Joe, I was working at the time and I couldn't sit there, so I put YouTube on, shoved my phone in my pocket, and listened to Nicky.
I was in a meeting. And I was, when you're trying to rush it up, I'm looking. I think, it's come on, man, come on, I've got to get out of here now. The Europa League draws on. Like, you can't say that, can you? I've got to ring a customer quickly and talk to them about saying like YouTube Europa League draw. Turn the laptop round. Pretend that you're looking at emails. Oh yeah, Barcelona. Anyway, what's next?
Something a bit more serious. Obviously, we know what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia, and whatever you think of Yarmalenko as a player, he's been granted compassionate leave today. I must say, some of the comments I see underneath the announcement for that was uncalled for, disgusting. Some of our fans don't cover themselves in a lot of glory at times. Like some of the fucking things that they say are stupid. But whatever you think of Andre, it's been a tough time. I'm sure he's had this on his mind for a long time, because this has been sort of rumbling in the background for a few months now, and now obviously what's going on is going on over in the Ukraine. Somebody says he's taken a few days off. I think they should give him as much time as he needs, and that's not me trying to be funny, because at the end of the day, the geezer's a man, and he's got family, and he's got national pride and all of that sort of thing. It's his country. Imagine being abroad and working abroad and then seeing that going over, where your family lives and all that sort of thing. I think they should give him as much time as he needs, to be honest with you. I think it's, some things are more important than football, and this is definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%, mate. And it probably explains why he looks a bit off lately as well. And look, I can't believe we're in 2022 and things like this are going on. It's sad to see all the images. We've all seen images and videos over the last few days. And, hopefully it gets resolved quick. And, we can move on as a world. I just can't believe that, a bloke like that would want to. Look, I don't really want to get into politics, and I've got my views on it. And if I said a few things now, I'd upset a lot of people with my feelings.
You're right in the one thing you said there, right? It's a bloke like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I sat here last night when I come home and I was watching the news. I was listening to old Bojo talk and stuff like that in the Commons and things, and he summed it up right. The Russian people, they don't want this.
No,
it's one man's ego, one man's.
And that's the thing, is that you could find that the Russian people turn.
I honestly hope they do, and it goes to show what sort of country they are. That 1,700 people got arrested for protesting against the war.
It's sad because the thing is, it's sad because innocent people and children get caught up in it and die. And it's wrong. We live in a world now where things like this shouldn't be happening anymore. No. Our great grandparents fought for us to have a good future and things like that, and it's still going on in these countries, and it shouldn't happen no more. And let's just hope that it moves on. And look, there's a few Ukrainian players that play in the Premier League. There's a Man City player that was at a protest last night, and it is hard for them because you turning up for training. It's not you know yourself when something goes on in your family and it's on your mind. You can't work properly. Imagine what it's like for a football player, and knowing what's going on in their country. You see the clip of the Brazilian players that play out there that can't get flights out of the Ukraine with their families and their kids, saying, look, they want the Brazilian embassy to help them, but they can't do anything because no planes can go over that way. And it's a sad situation. But look,
it annoys me. There's someone in the comments there, don't believe the propaganda you read. It annoys me that people are naive enough. Look, I'm getting political here, but people are naive enough that they think there's a thingy out against Russia. I don't think anyone's got a problem with Russia. They've got a problem with the bloke that runs Russia. And that's what it boils down to. And look, I know the Ukrainians have known this is going to happen for a long time. One of my wife's cousin's boyfriends is a soldier, and he's been out twice to the Ukraine training. The last time he was out there, he was deployed for a good period of time out there to sort of train with them to make them to try and show them what we can do, to make them improve the way they are as an army and as a military. So they know this has been coming. So it's not propaganda from the media. This is one man trying to take back control of another country that they lost control of due to the collapse of the Soviet Union. There's nothing more about it. This is one guy. I don't want people knocking on I don't want NATO on my front door. This is one bloke. This isn't every single Russian citizen, And as I said, to arrest your own people for protesting against a war that they don't want just sums it all up for me.
They rose up once, didn't they? Russia overthrew the Tsar.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's what you need. Look, none of us want to see what goes on. And look, it's not just in Europe. It goes. This is the first time we've had it. What you could say on our doorstep, but countries in Africa suffer from it. Congo's a country that suffered from countries going into it and doing what the Russians are doing. And it's the 21st century, man. We shouldn't be seeing it.
No, it's not. We don't want to be seeing it in our generation. We don't want to be seeing it in our kids' generation and the future generations. It shouldn't be like this no more. But as you said, mate, it does go on, and some of it's not reported. So we don't see it all the time. But yeah, let's just hope that well, look, we all our thoughts are with not only Yarmalenko, but the whole of Ukraine and everyone associated with Ukraine. Of course it is. We don't want to see it. They're people at the end of the day. They're human beings. No one should be treated like that.
That's it. That's it, mate. And that's the thing. The Russians, you guarantee at the end of the day, the problem is when you join the military, you don't want to go and fight anywhere.
I mean, look, someone
there,
and yet none of Europe is ready to step in. Believe me, Europe are ready to step in. Europe are ready to step in. As I said, I've always spoke highly of, especially the British Army, best army in the world in my eyes. They're ready to move in. Let's just hope that it don't come to that.
We don't want it to come to that. We don't want the world to descend into war again. We had that back in.
Someone made a good. Yeah. I mean, look, let's move on. Let's get back to football. This is getting a bit too.
Well, it does. I was going to bring it back there, but it does sort of affect football a bit. Not West Ham, but fucking, what's going to happen to Chelsea? Well, we're talking about seizing his assets.
Well, it's not only that, mate. The Champions League final has been moved to Paris now. Man United and everyone that had Russian sponsorships have ended that. As you said, mate, I don't know what's going to happen with Chelsea. I mean, I don't think it'll affect Chelsea too much.
I think Chelsea are a bit self-sufficient, if you know what I mean. The way that the Abramovich has built the model of the club, so to speak, the business model of the club, I think they're quite self-sufficient.
I wouldn't be too sure on that, mate.
And not only that, they've got good people running the football club as well at Chelsea.
Yeah.
You got to remember that Abramovich was out of the country for a very, very long time, but Chelsea was still run as a good football club. And as look, people can turn against Chelsea. I've got no problem with Chelsea. It's not Chelsea's fault.
No, exactly.
Abramovich, as much as people think he's been bad for English football, he's also done a lot around the area of Chelsea, and a lot for the youth and the women and things like that. So, I've got whatever happens to him, I don't know what's going to happen to him, but yeah, whether they're going to freeze his assets but they'll work that way. Chelsea will work their way around that. I've got no issue.
Yeah, but they've always had an opinion on Roman Abramovich. That's why he hasn't been allowed here for a long time. But this is the first time I remember him being spoken in Parliament about, how is he allowed to own a football club here?
you know.
But yeah, but then that's like saying
government
like, do you sack if you've got a good Russian worker? Do you just sack him because he's Russian?
No, but it's a little bit different, mate. It's
Yeah,
a little bit different.
It's more of the circles that Abramovich mixes in.
He funds the Russian government.
Yeah, but I don't know, mate. Look, as I said,
the crazy thing is with him is that there's certain towns in Russia near where he owns refineries or drilling platforms, that type of thing, that he basically feeds them for a year. They get, every year they get, in the winter, they get cut off from the mainland, and he sends in a ship every year full of supplies that supplies this town. There was a TV show that there was two twins who I think are doctors or something like that. And basically, what they travelled the world to remote villages, and one lives off of normal food, and then one lives like the locals to see how your body adapts, type of thing. And they went to one in Russia that is literally supplied by Abramovich. So look, we're not saying Abramovich is an evil man, but the company he keeps isn't the best company.
Yeah, look, if you still want to have this conversation, then you can, but I'm not really, this. I don't really want to get into all this. It gets too much, and
But the one thing we can all agree on is that it needs to stop. We're all in support, and we want to send our deepest thoughts and prayers to all the families, whether the Ukrainian or Russian families. At the end of the day, that soldier picking up the gun, whether he's Russian or Ukrainian, is someone's child. So, we don't want to see it, and our prayers and thoughts go out to all of them.
I'll just take this one comment before we finish up on this. It's not Chelsea's fault, but look at the reaction to Newcastle, the World Cup into Qatar. As much as we'd like sports and politics to remain separate, they intertwine.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they do. It's because of the company and stuff that people do keep. When there's money, there's corruption. How about this? To settle it, boxing match, brothers versus Putin and his mate.
Well, mate, the brothers are out there, mate. They're do you know what? That's what I love about them, is that they're millionaires and yet they stay to their roots, and they're staying in Ukraine, and they're fighting their cause, and fair play to them.
So is Usyk. Usyk's out there as well.
I'll tell you what, team them two up and Usyk up and send them to Russia. They're fucking that'll be it, mate. It'll be over there, game over. But no, look, I'm not even going to joke about it. It's a sad situation that we don't want to see. I mean, they put the news on in my work, and I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it because it's sad. That video yesterday that I watched of that jet with the missiles, and you hear the little kids screaming. Imagine that here. Imagine that was your kid.
Mm.
No, we, as much as we might slate this country, I think we're very lucky. We are very lucky in this country that we don't suffer as much as other countries do. We moan about little things, but listen, you moan about getting stuck on the A13 in traffic or have what some other countries are going through,
Yeah, no, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you.
Right, anything else?
So I think I'll ask us anything.
Wolves. Do you want to quickly talk about Wolves on Sunday and then go after? Yeah.
Let's talk about Wolves then. This game defines our season.
Yeah, this is a massive game. Don't get me wrong, but there's a part of me that's thinking, I'm so glad that Wolves played on Thursday night and then again on Sunday, because I know they're a good team, but I watched the game and I wasn't really that impressed with them last night. A lot of time wasting, but Wolves are that sort of team that can either turn up and give you a game and beat you comfortably, or we could turn up and beat them. And last season we done the double over them. This season they beat us up at Molineux. It was a tight game. It was a great goal, Jimenez, that won it. But I do fancy us to win on Sunday. I really do. I do fancy us to beat Wolves. And I think we will. I think we will beat them. It'll be a tight game, 2-1, 1-0, something like that. but I can see us turning up Sunday and getting that result because we need it.
They're harder to break down, aren't they, this year? The way we took them apart last season, they're a lot harder to break down. They're a lot more resolute. But I think I'm with you.
The least goals in the league apart from Man City.
Yeah, and that goes to say it all. And on the day they've got some players that can turn up and hurt teams.
Do you know what? I'll be honest. There's two teams this season, like obviously apart from West Ham because we're the bollocks, that I've actually enjoyed watching, especially over the last few weeks, and that's Wolves and Southampton. I like the way they play football. I like the way they knock the ball about, and especially Wolves. They've got a good few players down there. And as I said, I've said it many times. I'm a massive fan of Jimenez. I think he's a great striker. I'd love to see him at West Ham, but I can't see that ever happening. But if West Ham went out and splashed 40 million on him in the summer or 50 million, I'd be happy with that. I know he's 30, but he's a top striker. And Dawson and Zuma are going to be up against it on Sunday. But no, I fancy Zuma and Dawson as well to handle that. And I could see us winning this game 2-0.
I think this comment here is one as well. The fact there's no Traore. Many a time Traore's caused us so many problems down that side.
Yeah, he does. They've also got Neves as well.
Oh yeah, look, they've got some quality players. They have got some quality players, but it's just a real tough one to try and pick a winner out of because we ain't been great of late. But like you said, we've had a longer break. We've had a longer time to work on things in training and get some players recuperated and recovered. It's gonna be tight. I think it will be tight, really, really tight. I think I'm going to say this is going to be a 1-0 either way for me.
I think someone said on Sky Sports News last night that this is the first fixture that has been played on Thursday nights.
What?
The reverse fixture. So when Arsenal played Wolves away, it was on a Thursday night this season.
Oh, okay.
And when Arsenal played Wolves at home, it was on a Thursday night this season.
Yeah.
So both games have been on a Thursday night this season. Thursday's a weird night, isn't it? It's like Premier League on a Thursday night. It's weird, especially with Arsenal not being in Europe or Wolves.
Yeah, it's strange.
I just thought I'd chuck that in there for a bit of a.
It's obviously put there for the TV, wasn't it? It's this game anyway. Because was it on Amazon? This one?
No, I don't think it was, mate. I don't know.
Was it the game on Wednesday night? One of them was the Amazon game that got postponed, weren't it? From Christmas time, I think. So that's the thing. That's got to work in. We've got to make that work in our favour. You saw last night that Arsenal upped the pressure towards the end of the game and got the goal. So maybe
that was Wolves' downfall because they delayed the substitutions. They dragged it out. They could have got away with a draw last night, but they fucked about too much. And in the end, that's what happens. Scott, you got to check on your chicken in the oven.
No, not yet. It's fine.
Nick, he has actually got a roast chicken in the oven.
I've honestly got a roast chicken in the oven.
Why have you got a roast chicken in the oven at 9 o'clock at night?
Because it goes off today, so I need to cook it. And it's literally, I've had a manic day. It's got 12 minutes before I've got to go and get it out.
Oh, I love it. I can't. Can you take the camera with you so we can watch you?
Wait, I can smell it at the minute. It smells really nice.
I can smell it as well. Chicken.
I don't like wasting food. I don't like freezing chicken. So,
but before we go ask anything, what do you reckon? Same team, same lineup as last week?
No, Johnson in for Fredericks.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
Yeah, it's got to be Johnson in for Fredericks. I can even see
Vlasic for Ben Rama.
Well, the way he went off, you'll probably see. You'll probably.
I think it'll be on the bench if he's back. Lanzini in for someone.
No, do you know what? I know that Ben Rama come off last week and he had that little thing with Moisey, but I don't think Moisey will hold that against him, and I don't think that'll be that. That'd have been dropped after the game. Nothing's been mentioned. He's been smiling in training.
I do think he's a bit of a scapegoat, though, Ben Rama. I think there's other players out there that have played a lot worse than him and ain't been hauled off like he does week in week. And
I agree. I
I'll
agree.
be honest with you, I'm not his biggest fan either, Benrahma. I think he's a little bit of a, he blows up cold for me. But how he can be pulling him off everywhere. I think he was probably the thing about a player like Benrahma is he's one of them players that can do something in a game and win you the game.
Yeah, he's a player that can turn the game on his head in a second.
Yeah, he's one of them. He can do something, but he doesn't do it enough. But I'm with Benrahma on this one. I think he picks on him a bit too much. And he's you see him mouth it every time, every week. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right, and maybe that's a little bit of frustration coming out. Who knows? But
see, this is the thing for me, and I think I don't know whether I said it on the last reaction, but Fornells does get away with a hell of a lot. I think because of his work rate, and sometimes you can, as I've said before, players who work hard, you can get away with having a poor game. But there's certain times this season where Fornells has been another one who hasn't really stepped up to where he can be and what he can be doing.
Yeah, no, I do agree. But so going in predictions,
I'm going 1-0 either way.
I'm going 1-0 West Ham. I think it's going to be a very, 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 very tight.
I'm going 2-1 West Ham. I think it'll be one of them games where we could find ourselves 2-0 up and then concede a silly goal and then cling on. But I'll take that at this stage of the season.
But I think Lanzini needs to come in for someone. It'd probably be Benrahma, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, that's what I think about that. Right, we're going to do Ask Us Anything, but I can't stay long because I've got to go and pick up Chloe from her nan's.
No, yeah, we'll do about 15, 20 minutes, mate. We'll call it a night.
Yeah, so if you want to ask us something, ask us now. There we go. There's one. What was the favourite pair of football boots that you owned? Mine, Puma SPA Maradona 1982. Wow.
Some boots there.
Favourite pair of football boots? Puma Kings were comfortable. Nike Tempos were comfortable. I'll probably have to go with the Nikes because they were the most comfortable boots. I remember once spending £110 on a pair of Blue Predators that I wore once and they just crushed my feet and I never wore them again. But I had to pretend to my mum that I was wearing them every week. So I used to rub them in the mud. I was wearing them, but I couldn't wear them because she had to go at me for spending that sort of money on football boots. And but yeah, I'll probably say the Nike Tempos for me.
Yeah, I like my Pumas. To be fair, I weren't too bothered what boots
I had a pair of when like Umbro specials like during the school
Yeah.
game, but they were comfortable.
Umbro did make a comfortable football boot.
They just had big tongues on them and they kept flapping.
Well, I was going to say, right, I've got two pairs. I always wore Adidas, either World Cup or Copas.
Yeah. But
I had a lot of pairs of boots, lots and lots and lots of pairs of boots. But the best ones I ever had were Umbro Speciali, and I remember getting them in a sale, and they was down from 100 quid, which was a lot of money at the time, to 30 quid. And they was the ones that Alan Shearer used to wear. And I tell you, mate, the leather on them, they was the most comfortable pair of football boots I've ever worn. And I fucking wore them into the ground, mate. There was bits coming off of it and all sorts by the end, but they were so comfortable. It was just like, I don't know, it was like wearing slippers.
Yeah, there's nothing better than a comfortable pair of football boots, and there's nothing worse than an uncomfortable pair of
the leather was so soft, and oh goodness me. Does Ryan or Scott have a worse experience on the night out than Nicky's toilet experience last Saturday? Full version on the podcast. Love you all.
Cheers, mate. How long you got? I've got loads of experiences. Do you know what? I was only telling the story the other day about, you remember Euro 2016 when we all went out to watch the opening game against Russia? and we all had that piss up in the not the Langthorn. Was it Langthorn?
It was Langthorn, yeah.
Yeah, it was a Langthorn at the time, wasn't it? And then Scott decided let's go O'Neill's, which was a stupid idea because we was all having a great time. But do you remember when I dived into the road sign? And I didn't realise that it was like embedding into a concrete block, and I nearly snapped my leg in half. And it's I got loads of stories.
You definitely broke your leg.
I did, because when I woke up the next day, because my shin was like a massive bump. And then, even now I still suffer with it. I've still got a bit of a thing, but I just look at it thinking, look. You know what, right? This is my mate Lee, right? A massive gooner, right? We went to the England game and to watch England Wales in the same tournament at the Riley Sports Bar in Leicester Square. And it was when they used to do the big, massive, like 4-pinters. And I remember, right, there was these Tottenham fans in front of us, and they were slagging Jack Wilshere off, and my mate Lee was getting angry, right? And when we equalised, I'd just come back from the bar with a big 4-pinter, and as we celebrated, I poured the whole pint over Lee's head. And you know, like when you see someone, they look like they can't catch their breath. And he got up, and I went, "Who was that?" And he went, "Who done that?" I went, "Oh, they're fucking Spurs fans." And he was trying to kick off them. And then when we scored the winner, you remember when Sturridge got the last-minute winner against Wales? We was all celebrating, and I fell on the floor. But all these people around me must have thought, let's do a pylon. So everyone stands on top of me, and my trainer come off. And all of a sudden, as I see some bloke just pick it up and lob it like that. So I had no fucking I lost my trainer. And then we got the because it was an early kickoff, and we got the train home that day, and we was all covered in beer, and we got on the train, and the looks we got, honestly, like, fucking hilarious, man. What a day that was. I love England. The England games are the best with your mates.
You say about losing a trainer, right? I was at a Lincoln Park gig, and there was a bit of a mosh pit going on, right? And my brother-in-law got involved, and he lost his trainer during the mosh pit, right? Some geezer picked his trainer up and stopped the entire mosh pit and just went, "Whose trainer?" and passed it back to whoever, like when he put his hand up for it. Just goes to show the madness of what people do.
That's the thing, like with England and that. When England are in tournaments, I have to be down. Obviously I can't get to many games in the tournaments and that if it's abroad, but I have to be down the pub. I love that atmosphere. In the Euros last summer, the atmosphere was so good in the pubs, and I love being in that atmosphere, whether it's with your mates or whoever, strangers. You just sit down, and you're all there for the same reason, to support your country. And they're some of the best memories I've got, man, is England down the boozer. I love it.
Have you ever been injured at a football game? I got cut by my eyelid where someone threw a glass bottle at me and it cut. They had a couple of stitches from it.
Mate, I've still got a bent finger from it. That was me trying to be a hero going in goal because the goalkeeper didn't turn up.
I think he means watching football, but
yeah,
I think it can.
Oh, injured at a football game, playing a football game, injured at a football game.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I've ever been injured at a football game. I've been upset at a football game.
But you might. I've twisted my ankle once when we're celebrating, and I've sort of missed where I am and jumped and sort of landed a bit funny.
I remember Nicky fell up the stairs at Leicester away all them years ago.
Yeah, I've been injured whilst at a football game. Like I was already injured, and then I went there. Like,
hang on, does broken hearts count? Because I've got loads of them over me.
Yeah. Like I broke my legs, or one leg, and I went to the playoff semi-finals, wasn't it? Both of them.
Yeah, against Ipswich.
Against Ipswich, yeah.
The first 2004 one when we played them.
I still remember playing at Upton Park, and when you were leaving on crutches. I think that was before I knew you.
Yeah. I came to watch my cousin.
Yeah, came to watch Billy, wasn't
he? Yeah, but then me and Nicky went on a walk and we ended up in the chairman's room.
Yeah, we invaded every single part of that stadium, man. And in the end, they were shouting at us over the tannoy to fuck.
Oh,
he's back. He froze. I have to look to see whether it's me who freezes or someone else.
Fucking hell, I bet that hurt. A police horse stood on my ankle at Leeds.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh, that must have fucking hurt.
I'm gonna have to cut it in a minute, boys. Let me take a couple more. Ian King says, you might have shared this before, but when and where did you all meet up in life? Age, where, when, and when did you all decide to start West Ham Fan TV? I'm sure we've answered this before, but we haven't answered it for a while. Me and Ryan met when we was about 10, I think, about 10, just before I went to secondary school. I'm a year older than Ryan.
The first time we met we were playing football. There was outside where my mum and dad live on that green, and you had the cream West Ham shirt on with Williamson on the back, and I had the cream West Ham shirt on with Dix on the back. So obviously, yeah, we went on the same team because we was both West Ham and both had the same colour kits on. And we met through a mutual friend that we both know, Gareth, that we've both known since we was kids.
I sort of moved into the area at the time as well. I lived in
28 years ago.
Yeah, I lived in Canning Town, and then I spent a couple of years. I spent a couple of years in Plaistow and a couple of years in West Ham, like along where the station was. And then we came back to Canning Town, and I used to live, like, if you know where the Beckton Arms is. I used to live there when I was a kid for years and years and years and years and years. But then I moved up a little bit where the market was, and that's sort of where our sort of mutual area was. So we've been walking distance from each other, and I went to secondary school. Our mate Gareth went to the same secondary school, and I found out that he lived round the corner to me. So, you know, I had a bunch of friends anyway, but then, you know, you make more friends, didn't you? And then they was my last friends because
you had friends with long leather jackets.
Yeah, well, it's true, yeah, but he didn't at the time, but yeah, you know, and they become your life friends, didn't they? I think, and then we've been friends ever since. Mostly spoke every day since then, since we was 10, and then we met Scott 2003.
I think I met Scott 2004 was when I first signed for Newham. So yeah, it'd have been about that.
I mean, yeah, I would have met Nicky 2003 working together.
Yeah, we was working together. Scott played for the same football team as my cousin, and I think he got your job there, didn't he, Scott?
Yeah, he got me a job at where you were working, and then me and him played football together, and then he brought you over. Yeah. Just putting out there, the chicken's all right.
The chicken is safe.
Yes.
The chicken's all right.
The chicken got the oven, got itself out of the oven. Fucking hot.
So we met. Yeah, so me and Nicky met at work, and then
Phillips just said, "What was Scott like back in 2003?" Well, for one, his airline started there. I think all our airlines started there in 2003. Well, not Nicky; he lost his in fucking 1998.
I lost mine in about 2002, actually.
Well, he was clinging on in 2002.
Yeah, I think me and Nicky know each other from work first, and then football. Ryan, I met through Nicky through football. Graham, I met years and years ago playing football, and I think we met Dan. When did Dan join us?
Last season at the Bowling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The first time I met him was when we played Wolves in the FA Cup. Was it Wolves in the FA Cup that year?
Yeah, when we beat Wolves at home. Yeah. Elias Martin says, any pictures of you guys when you were young? Yeah, fucking plenty, mate.
Cool, you want to see his Burberry one, mate? You look like saying out of E17.
Oh my god. God.
Yeah, I've got loads of pictures. Do you know what? I'm actually going to dig out, when I get a chance, I'm going to dig out some of my old photos from the training ground when I used to go when I was about 14, 15. See the old players, see Joe Cole with his big bushy hair.
I think a lot of the pictures, if we go back to like when we first met and stuff like that, you know, a lot of the pictures of us are just We're a bit the same, just different hairdos.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I'm fucking quite glad there weren't camera phones and social media. Because when I think back of some of the stuff I used to wear when I used to go out, I used to go down the village wine bar to try to look older. I used to wear me black school trousers and a mustard yellow YSL jacket. Worked though, because I got in.
I don't think they give a fuck out. I mean, as long as you're spending money, I don't think they cared. How bad can the West Ham Millwall games be in terms of crowd trouble from your experience? Very, very bad.
Yeah, it's not a game that the fucking chickens screaming, help! Fucking get me out, mate, I'm burned. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, well, I mean, we've been fortunate enough, unlucky enough to go Millwall away, and it's a good experience, but yeah, it's one of them games. That is a massive rivalry. You think West Ham Tottenham, West Ham Chelsea is Millwall is the one. That's a massive rivalry.
The one at the Park was bad. The thing is with the one at Millwall, right? Because of the notoriety of it all and all of that sort of thing.
Hang on, Nick. Scott, why you got chicken grease around your lips?
Mate, I ain't got asbestos mouth. I can't eat chicken just out of the oven.
They've got their stadium, because of their notoriety, they've got their stadium set up where you can roll into their away end on a train and not leave the compound. Yeah. That's the way that they've got their things set up. So I'll be honest, I didn't see a lot of trouble at Millwall away. I didn't. But the Upton Park one, the games at Upton Park were the ones where you really saw it, because there's no way to control it. Once they're out on the street, they're out on the street. But they've got their stadium in a way where you can roll in on a train, and then you're like the platforms in a compound where it's all gated off and all of that sort of thing. Like, it's not, but we did mix on the trains and that.
Yeah. I think this one flashed up before, but Daniel wants to know what ages are we? Old Caleb keeps asking if you're all younger than his dad, Steve. He's 43. Scott?
Yeah.
You're near 43, ain't you?
42 this year, I am.
Oh. I think he's 40 this year.
40 this year.
I'm 38 in 2 weeks' time. The day we play Seville away.
Mm-hmm. 3 point, nice win for your birthday, mate.
3 points.
3 points. I'm sitting there thinking it's a group game.
Roy's saying he met Graham's eyebrows at the pub, then met Graham an hour later. Oh, yeah, I think we'll. Yeah. Well, I ain't seen Graham for a little while. He's gone on the mission.
Yeah, he'll be back next week.
I think he's been away. He's had a busy couple of weeks. I think he said he was in. Is he in Epsom tonight? What's he doing in Epsom, Scott?
He's going to visit his godson and future goddaughter.
Probably wallpapering for some cunt.
I think that's tonight, and then because he's got a christening in South Africa in April, so his goddaughter gets christened in April. So I think he's going there to sort flights and that type of stuff out.
Boys, I'm going to have to leave you because I've got.
Yeah, go on. We'll finish off, mate. Go on. We'll stay for another 5 minutes.
Thanks, guys.
Go on, mate.
No, mate.
Well, Scott, this is just me and you. He's the best pool player out of us.
It's got to be you, mate.
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to lie. I did win a few competitions at the Eastern Youth Club.
Yeah, I used to like pool. I wasn't awful. I weren't great, but I weren't awful.
I used to. Do you know what? I tried getting into snooker. I used to go to Upton Park Snooker Club quite a lot. And it's one of them games. I started off, I really got into it, but I find snooker a bit boring. I like pool. I like 9-ball. Just smash it, get in there.
Yeah, no, it's good. You used to play it down the pub every Sunday after football. Yeah, it's a good. It's good fun. Good fun. But I said I weren't brilliant at it, but I was all right. Won a few games, lost more than I won.
Yeah. But we'll take a couple more questions, mate. And I know you're tired. You've had a long day. I've had a long day. It's been a long week. So I'm looking for. I'm actually out to me and the wife are out tomorrow night, saying to eat, couple of drinks. I was going to go up London, but the problem is like when you go up at London at the moment, it's just like you got to keep clock watching to get the last train back to where we live. So we're going to go out sort of local, like Essex way tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm lucky now that I don't have to worry about that coming back from London because it's all the 24-hour tube stops at my station, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, if we do go out and we have a good night, we'll get an Uber back. Like it costs 35, 40 quid, but sometimes it's worth it, because you can have a little kip in the back of the cab. But yeah, no, we're gonna go local tomorrow and have a good night out and have a couple of can't have too many drinks, so I've got to get up for the Wolves game on Sunday. I might just ring you up and say, "Oh, fuck that, I'm staying in and watching it on Sky."
I'm looking for. I ain't got to rush around this weekend. Last weekend was manic trying to get to the game, but this week I'm all right. Not working Sunday, so I can get up, spend some time with the boys, and get myself over there. Graham, there was a question there. Someone said, "Is Graham going Wolves?" Graham will be at Wolves.
Is he at the game?
Yeah, he's at the game. He's going to be there. I think he's driving to me, and then we're heading down from here.
Oh,
so yeah. Looking forward to it.
I know there's a couple of people that have asked to meet me, to meet for a beer before the game on Sunday at the Heineken bar and that. And if I get down early, I will go there and because listen. I'm one of these people like when people message and say, "Oh look, I'll get you a pint." I'm not one to turn that down. I'll always buy it back, but it's nice and yeah, if I can get down there early enough, I'm hoping to get to the game. What was it? 2:00 kickoff. So usually with 2:00, so I like to get to the ground for about 12, the latest. I like having a few beers in the ground because
that's what I'm aiming for. It's try and get there for about 12ish. I just like getting there early to avoid the queue crossing the bridges.
Yeah, see, I miss all that because I usually get off at Stratford High Street, so I walk past the Carpenters under the railway bridge. And I go up that way, and there's not many. It's not that bad when I get there. You get straight through. So, Matt saying, "Hey Ryan and Scott, which out of Tenerife or Turkey would you go on holiday?" I've never been to either, but I'd probably have to say I don't know. I've heard good things about Turkey, and I've heard good things about Tenerife. So
yeah, Turkey's never been a place on my list, but a lot of people that have gone there said it's really nice.
It's the thing is with me, like I like going to, I love going to America. I've always loved going to America, and if I had a choice of a holiday destination, it would be in America. But now I'd love to do like a nice little week away in Turkey or Tenerife. My mum and dad have been to Turkey; they loved it out there. They look after you out there as well. You get one of these good all-inclusive holidays, and there you go, mate. You booze and food all week. Tan, booze and food.
Exactly. At the minute, I'd be able to go anywhere. Just want to get away on holiday and have an holiday. It's so nice, just chilling out on the beach, having a bit of sun.
It's nothing better. It's nothing better than that, mate. I love laying in the sun as well. I think when you go on holiday, lay in the sun all day and then party at night.
Oh, mate, I like being active when I'm on holiday, but I just want to go and chill out. Just have a break.
No, don't get me wrong. I love doing like excursions and visiting places and that. But like when you lay around that pool, when you're laying around the pool and you're so hot, you just think, right, I'm going to have a little dip in the pool, cool off, and then lay back down. I love that. Little cocktail by the side or a pint of beer. Oh,
that's it.
Oh, can't wait, mate.
Gavin says, will you lads come to Cork to do a PMP live or an FMP live? Ireland is bigger than Dublin. I think we said last week, didn't we? If people can send us a place to go and we know that there's going to be enough interest to go there, we'll happily go. It's just difficult for us to organise it from here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something we'd love to do. I think, do you know what? There's one place I've never been is Ireland, and everyone I know that's been there has never said a bad word against it. It's a lovely country. They what is it they say? Crack. They have a good crack over there. The Guinnesses are flowing, and yeah, I'd love to if we can get over there, whether it's Dublin, Cork, wherever. It'll be it'd be good. It'd be a good experience for us, and it'd be a good experience just to meet a few of the Irish Hammers, because we have met a few of the Irish Hammers. I think we met Belfast Hammers when they come over, Dublin Hammers as well. So yeah, we've been lucky enough to meet them over here. But it'd be good for you to take us on tour and have a few beers out there. Well, Guinnesses.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Take you on tour. That's what we want to do. That'd probably be a big aim of ours, to be able to do this. FMP live. Be good. Problem with trying to do a PMP live is that we always want to be at the game, so that'd be hard. But
I think FMP would be better, because I think FMP is a bit more relaxed and you can just have a little bit of a laugh. And game day is a bit difficult. So no, it'd definitely be Friday night pint. And I think the Friday night pint we done last time was a bit like, I wouldn't say unorganised, but it was all new to us. We didn't know what to expect, and like we was thinking, are people going to turn up to watch us sit on the stage and talk bollocks for an hour? But it worked. We all had a good piss up after. We had a good dance. So yeah, if we can do that again, and whether we do it here or wherever, maybe pre-season we can sort something out, and it'd be good. And maybe we can listen. I'm telling you now, if we're going to Ireland, Jimmy Walker ain't turning that down, mate. So he'll be coming with us. And I know he loved the last one.
Yeah.
And
I'm mate. It was a night that you'll never forget.
Just before we go, like we're sort of wrapping up now, but I've seen where is it? I've seen Terence has commented quite a few times tonight, and I know Terence commented the other week. We won't go too much into it, but Terence, I just want to say, mate, glad you're well.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well, mate. Stay safe. And as you know, as we've always said, we're always here. DMs are always open for a chat. And it's good to see you commenting, mate. And I'm glad you're well. And thank you for tuning in and watching tonight, mate. We do really appreciate it. I know you comment a lot, and sometimes we don't put it up, but we have so many comments coming up, because we don't only have YouTube comments, we have Twitter, Facebook, and everything. So they're all like flying up at the same time. But I'm glad you're well, mate. And
Just a quick one, Matt. I am on Dan's case, mate. I don't know why it's not been sorted, so we'll get it sorted. I know I keep saying it. I said it last week, but I'll sort it. Don't worry.
But no, look, we'll leave it there, Scott, mate. We've gone on. I know you're chicken. I know you're dying for that chicken, mate.
I ain't even eating it tonight. That's for tomorrow. I just need to cook it.
What, you ain't even going to pick a bit of the skin off tonight? Have a cheeky bit of skin?
Yeah, you got to have that, and got to have a little cheeky bit of skin. I may pull a leg off just to check.
You know what I do? You ever do it at Christmas, Scott? Like when you've had your Christmas dinner and like the leftover turkey and stuffing's all on the side in the foil. Everyone's in the front room. You ever sneak in there and like lift the foil up and just... But you do that thing, didn't you, where you look around the corner and coughing the stuffing. Oh, I love it, mate.
Well, mate, it's worse. It's worse because it's worse when like you've just eat like you stuffed, and you just wander into the kitchen or wherever the leftover food's been put, and then you just start picking at it, even though you're sitting there, you're all bloating and thinking, "Oh, I could eat a bit more of that."
Do you know what? You're eating a Christmas dinner, and you're already thinking of what you're going to have at night time.
Yeah.
Christmas dinner, yeah. That's what Christmas is about, isn't it? Getting stuff, having a few drinks, watching crap on the telly, doing the board games and the charades or whatever with the family. It's what it's about. We all love it. But we'll leave it there, mate. Obviously, Nicky had to shoot off. Thank you so much for everyone in the chat tonight, watching on Facebook, Twitter, getting involved as always. This is our favourite show. It's my favourite show. I love doing this show. Someone mentioned about on the social earlier. I will be doing that next week. The last couple of weeks I've been so mental after work that I ain't had a chance to do it, but that'll be back next week. Scott, preview?
Probably not, mate. I've been too busy.
Well, you've done a sort of. I know you're working hard, mate, and you've done a sort of preview on here, and we've had your prediction. So Scott won't be doing a preview this week, but match day we'll have stuff where we'll be at the game. Obviously, we'll have the fan cams and the match reaction, and that's one thing we need to get back to is Friday night
post-match
point, which
yes,
we hopefully will have a venue coming up in the next few weeks. So we should be back to doing that. Obviously, we've got the podcast that's out as well for Patreon, which is a really good laugh. I've done 2 shows now, and it's good. It's a good laugh. It's not all about West Ham, so tune in. Some great stories on there, personal stories, funny stories. Obviously, Dom's on there as well. So yeah, no, it's good. And as always, look, hit the like button. You know, it helps us out. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join us on this wonderful journey that we're on. But Scott, have you got anything to add, mate?
No, I said, like you said, you've covered it all. We've got 3 games coming up, haven't we? Wolves, then in Southampton, and in Liverpool next week. So I will be back. If I don't get a preview out tomorrow, I'll be back for the preview before the Southampton game. And possibly, if I can, if Lawless doesn't go to the game, I'll try and join Lawless for Southampton watch along. If not, I'll try and jump on the Liverpool watch along as well. I ain't done one of them.
Well, I think that Dan's actually going to Southampton with Nicky. So I think that I'm sure Nicky said, because I was meant to go, but a bit of an issue with work. I can't get time off, but it was either Seville or Southampton. I mean, come on. Yeah. I mean, listen, I love playing West Ham. Exactly. I love West Ham. I don't want to miss a game, but Seville or Southampton, no choice, mate. Look, Dan wants to go, so he's going. But so maybe me, you, and Graham can jump on after the game and do a quick
mate. We'll do a
or something. So,
sounds good.
Yeah. So look, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining, and Scott. Before I go, Graham will be back next week. So all you people that are worrying, Graham will be back. He will be back in style. He's got a new style. He's gone blonde on top. So look forward to seeing that. That is when he sent that picture. You know, he's looking fresh. He looks like a young Ronan Keaton. So we'll look forward to that. But yeah, we'll leave that there. Cluck on you irons. Cluck on you irons. We should end with that, really. Scott, this is for your chicken, mate. For 1 week only. Cluck on you irons.
Cluck on you irons.
Oh shit! I didn't even set up the last. Do that again, Scott. Ready?
Go on.
For 1 week only. Cluck on you irons.
Cluck on you irons.